Hi,
Hi, hello, Khoi. How are you?
I'm feel sleepy, and how about you?
Sleepy as usual. Sleepy.
Yes.
Yeah. The way I look at you, you just woke up, or you
Uh,
are too sleepy.
no, not really.
Not really. Okay, but anyway, so it's time for us to have our lesson, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. So are you ready?
ready.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to present the presentation now, and today, we will be discussing, of course, Unit 2, Leisure and Recreation. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And then, for our Unit 2, Leisure and Recreation, we will be learning in here how to listen to and understand directions from one place to another. Match description with people, places, or things, and listen for specific information and classify it in a table. Okay? So when we are talking about leisure and recreation, what comes up in your mind, Koi? What do you think?
Leisure and recreation.
Yes.
Leisure.
Is it the same word when we say leisure and recreation? Are these the same words
No,
or they're different?
when I hear work leisure is some kind of leisure times. It's free time.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, okay. Leisure time, that means if you have spare time, you can be able to do, like, for example, the one that you like, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when we are talking about recreation, that means it's all about sports, right?
Mm.
So somehow they are related, okay? But of course, they are different when it comes to functions, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So in this particular lesson, so we will be knowing in here directions, okay, from one place to another. So let's start. Write the correct word
Yes.
under its diagram to check your understanding of language connected with road travel and directions. Now, in an IELTS exam, specifically in listening, so you will be going to do like this. Okay, so why do we need to do this, Koi? What do you think would be the reason why? Why do we need to understand direction?
Direction. So that in the real life we can direct people. We can guide people to making for direction.
Yeah, and of course, in real life situation, without knowing about direction, so what do you think would happen to you if you were going to go place to another place, right?
Yes.
So you don't know where is your north, you don't know where is your south, you don't know which your east and the wests, right? So it's very important the four directions, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the fundamental directions that would be the west, the east, the south, and the north. Okay. Okay. So let's try to look at the pictures in here, Koi. These are the choices. We have bend, crossroads, flyover, junction, roundabout, traffic lights. So what do you think would be number one? What do you think would be picture number one?
Number one, I think is crossword. No, no, no.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's traffic. No. Roundabout junction. I think it's
Number
junction.
one. Are you sure for that answer?
Oh, not really.
Actually, your first answer would be correct. Okay. So
That's wrong.
this one is what we called
Crossword.
cross roads. So why is it cross roads? Okay. Look at the Look at the what is one? The picture. Okay, it's like a cross. That's why we
Yes.
call this one as crossroads because they crossed. Okay, that particular roads crossed with each other or to each
Oh,
other,
I think
right?
cross in picture 4.
Huh?
I think picture 4 is must be cross word I mean in the story.
No, actually, number one is crossroads. Okay, because they cross the road crossed, okay, with each other. That's why we call this one as crossroads, actually, Koi. Okay, so your first answer a while ago would be correct.
Mm.
Okay, crossroads. So why again, why is it crossroads? Because they cross. Okay, these are roads, right? Okay, we have the so-called four directional directions. So we have the north, the south, the east, and the west. So they cross. So that's why we call that one as crossroads. Okay, next. What about the second picture?
It's junction. What be
That's
junction?
correct.
Yes.
Okay. So this one is what we call junction. So why do we call this one as a junction?
Because it's I don't know how to describe it,
Okay.
but
Yeah, because the other way, the other road is dead. It's dead end, right? But the
yes,
other two roads could be still okay, still what is one working, but in this particular road in here, it's dead end. Okay, so therefore this particular point in here would be a junction, so we call this one as a junction. Okay, what about number three, picture number three, Koi?
number 3. Number 3 must be bands.
Bend, yes. Okay, because look at the picture. Okay, it bends. Okay, so we call this one as bend. Next, picture number four.
4. It's fly over.
Yes. Okay, so this one is what we call flyover. Okay, so where's the flyover in here? It's here. Okay, we have two flyover in here. One and then there. Okay, and then down there would be what? Okay, people
Our
walked. Okay.
the
Okay,
cross
so cross, yeah. So
the
people
pure of it.
cross. So that would be the people cross here. Okay. So
Yes,
in here would be the cars because this one would be flyover. Okay, number five, it's very obvious.
that's traffic light.
Yeah, okay. So a traffic light should have the following lights. So we have the orange, the green, and the red, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this one is what we call traffic lights. Of course, number six, that would be,
Number 6 that would be roundabout.
yes. It looks like a crossroads, but it's different because a roundabout should have round there at the center. Okay? It looks
Yes.
like a crossroads, but it has round at the center. Okay? So this one is what we call roundabout. Okay? Good job, Koi. So do you have any questions so far with this?
No question.
No question at all. Now, let's try to listen to the directions 1 to 6 in here. And after that, let's try to write the correct word from the box. Okay? Okay, I have to make this one bigger. And let's try to listen.
Track 11. 1,
Stay in the middle lane so that you can go over the motorway.
2,
You'll have to wait on the right till it changes for you to turn.
3,
Go round and take the third exit on the right.
4,
Slow down here because it goes to the left quite sharply.
5,
When you get there, go straight across.
6,
When you get to the end of this road, take the left turn.
Okay. So again, let's try to use the following directions in here, okay? So if we're talking about stay in the middle lane so that you can go over the motorway. So what is that again?
I think the first one is the number one is
Stay in the middle lane so that you can go over the motorway.
over.
Fly over. Very
Yes.
good. Okay. Fly over. Next, number 2, you'll have to wait on the right till it changes for you to turn. So you have to wait on the right till it changes for you to turn. Changes for you to turn.
So it's the traffic light.
That's correct. So that would be at the traffic lights. Next, go round and take the third exit on the right. Go round and take that
Just
third exit on the right. Go round.
down roundabout.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
from the word round. Okay, so this one is what we called roundabout. Okay, next. Slow down here because it goes to the left quite sharply. It goes to the left quite sharply.
So
It
that's the
might
best.
be it goes to the right quite sharply or it goes to the left quite sharply.
Or the bend or junction.
Yes, so that
Or the
would
bend.
be
The
bent.
bend. It's
Okay,
right
it
sharp.
can be, yeah. So it can be that the bend should be on the right side or the bend should be on the left side. So the other way around, right?
Yes.
Okay, next. When you get there, go straight across.
Or crossword.
That's correct. So from the word across, so that
Yes.
would be crossroads. Next, when you get to the end of this road, take the left turn. At the end of this road, take the left turn or you may take the right turn. It can be on the left, it can be on the right, but, okay, at the end of this road, you can take right or you can take left. So what is that?
So that is the last one is
Yes,
junction.
junction. Very good. Okay. Now, we all know already the meaning of flyover, traffic lights, roundabout, bend, crossroads, and junction. So you should have to take note of the following words, huh? Because these are the meaning of the following words. Okay? Okay. Now look at this one. So sometimes we can be able to answer, like for example, roundabout from the word round. Okay. So we have here a signal word that we can be able to answer. It's all about roundabout because of the round. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, we have also across. That would be cross, right? Okay. So that would be it. Okay, next. Now, completion matching tasks. Before listening to directions to complete a map, that's for the IELTS exam, Khoi, you should look at the map carefully and think about the type of information you need to identify its place on the map. Okay, now in an IELTS exam, sometimes in an IELTS exam, you will be given a map. So a drawing of a map. So all you need to do is you should have to examine carefully and think about the type of information you need to identify with its particular place on the map. So when listening, you should focus on words, okay? On words and phrases, just like what we did just while ago, right? So why do
Yes.
we get about crossroads? Because we have the so-called a cross in here. Why did we say that this is all about roundabout? Because we have the word round in there. Okay? Okay. So that will help you find the information. For example, turn left or go straight on, right? So turn left or go straight on. So if you are going to turn left, that means that's the end of the road. You may go to the left or you may go to the right. So that would be, what do we call that one? That would be a junction, right? So you
Yes.
need to follow the directions carefully and try to predict which information will come next. Okay?
I get
Now,
it.
you got it now. Okay? Now, again, it's very important that you should have to read them carefully, examine them carefully, the map. Okay? Look at this one. So we have here a map. Okay? This one is a map with the directions in it. So let's try to listen to the director of sports giving directions from one sports center to another. Write the letters in the correct position on the map. So look at this one again. So we have roundabout, junction, so on and so forth. So we are going to write the letters on the square. Okay? Okay, let's try to listen again, Khoi.
I think no need to listen.
Need
Track
to listen?
12.
Okay. So if you don't need to listen for that, it's okay. No problem about that. Okay? Okay. So, number one. Oh, number one, no.
No.
The first one that we should have to find would be
The
what
junction. Letter
okay,
B.
this one is what we called
Junction.
is this one is a junction. So that would be letter B.
B.
Okay. That would be letter B. Sorry. Okay, next.
So that's the bands.
So this one is what we called
The bands.
bend. Okay? So bend, that would be letter F.
That's the S.
Next. What about this one?
Roundabout.
Okay. It's very easy, right?
Yes.
Okay, because we already knew that one on the top. Okay. At the top. Next. What about this one?
I think it's only we call crossword.
Okay, that would be
Crossword.
yeah. Okay, if we try to look at
Crossroads.
this one, yeah, so we have four corners in here, right? We have the north, the east, the south, and the west, right? So we can also say that this one is a crossroads. Next, what about this one?
We call crossword.
Crosswords again?
Yes, crossword.
Crossroads?
Yeah, that's a flyover.
Huh?
Yeah, that is flyover.
Okay, so this one is a flyover.
Oh,
Okay?
it's understand between crossword and flyover.
Yeah. So we have here, okay, this one. If you try to look at this one, okay, this one is A road. Okay?
Yes.
And what about this one? This one is a flyover. Okay?
Yes.
Next. What about this one?
Can you reshare your presentation? I can see clearly.
Okay. So I have to share that one again just for a while. Okay. Okay, next. So this one is...
So that's one is where? Where did you point?
Okay. Actually, okay, west. No, no, no. Actually, this one is traffic lights.
Hmm.
But where's the
No,
traffic lights? So we don't have a traffic lights in here, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. This one is what we called, it's the end. This one is the end. You may turn to your left, you may turn to your right, right? So what do we call this? So end of the road, take to you may take right or you may take left. So what do we call this?
Traffic light?
No, we don't have a traffic light in here. So it
Yes.
should be junction, right?
Oh,
Because it's the
junction.
end. Yeah, it's the end. It's the end. You may take to your left,
Yeah,
you may take to
junction.
your right. Okay? So maybe this one would be, okay. Because it says in here green lane, right?
Hmm.
So, but traffic light should have the so-called what is one picture which is lights, right? Right? So we cannot say, oh, maybe this one is a junction if you try to look at this one, right? Because you can take to your left, you can take to your right also. Right, Koi?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, maybe we have two junctions in here. We don't have a traffic lights because traffic lights should should have a picture in here supposed to be. It has three rounds in there, okay? Okay. Now, number 04, listen to the descriptions of sports 1 to 5 and write the correct number next to each sport A to E. Okay? So sports center. So we have sports center here, right? Okay. So where is letter A? Oh, let's try to listen. Would you like to listen?
I don't
Okay.
think we need to listen. We just
Okay.
get the from the base on the picture.
Yeah, okay. So I have to make this one smaller so that we can see above. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, letter A, gymnastics. Listen to the description of sports. So we have to listen, huh?
Oh.
1 to 5, okay? So we have to listen.
Can you hear the loud noise in my positions?
Again?
Can you hear the other distraction noise?
No, 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 no. I can't.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
why? There would be noise in your
Yeah,
place?
it is raining over there.
Really? No, I can't hear. I can't hear. Actually, I can hear you loud and clear. Okay?
Oh.
So I cannot hear the rains. Okay? Okay. So we have to listen. So,
Track 13. 1.
oh, sorry.
This game is similar to tennis, but you don't need to have such strong arms to play it. The playing area is smaller and people hit a shuttlecock, a light object with feathers, instead of a ball. You need to think and move quickly.
2,
Okay,
You have to be very strong in your arms and legs, but also
just for a while, huh? We have to answer first. Let's try to listen it again.
Track 13. 1,
This game is similar to tennis, but you
Similar
don't need to have
tennis.
such strong arms to play it. The playing area is smaller and people hit a shuttlecock, a light object with feathers, instead of a ball. You need
Mhm.
to think and move quickly.
Oh, what do you think would be that one? Okay, wait. We have to listen.
2,
you have to be very strong in your arms and legs, but also light and flexible to do this sport because you use your whole body all the time.
3,
You don't need to move around.
No. Okay. All we need to do, Khoi, is we have to listen, okay, with this particular sports in here. That is being described in the audio, right? Okay, so let's try to listen again, huh? Because all we need to see would be this one, right? We're looking at the gymnastics, okay, but it's not like that. So we have to listen, and then we have to find where is that particular description in the audio. Okay, okay,
Yes.
let's try to listen again.
A lot in this.
Track 13. 1,
This game is similar to tennis,
Oh,
but you don't need to have such strong arms to play it. The playing area is smaller and people hit a shuttlecock, a light object with feathers, instead of a ball. You need to think and move quickly.
so that would be table
Tennis.
tennis, right? So we have to number this one, number 1, right? Next. So, table tennis, it's like a it's like also it looks like what again in the audio that we table tennis is also it looks like also tennis, right? Lawn tennis. I don't know, it's a lawn tennis.
Lawn
So
tennis.
yeah, so we lawn tennis. We are using a what is one? We're using a ball, okay, instead of a shuttlecock. Because a table tennis, we're using a shuttlecock, right? Okay. Next, let's try to listen.
2,
You have to be very strong in your arms and legs, but also light and flexible to do this sport because you use your whole body all the time.
Oh, arm and leg swing is
3,
gymnastic.
You don't
Yes, okay. So that would be gymnastics, right? So that would be 2. Okay, next. Because you're using your body. So when we are talking about gymnastics, you're using your whole body, right? Especially your arms, your legs. Okay? Next.
need to move around a lot in this
sorry.
sport, but you need to think very fast and move your arms quickly and accurately because the playing area is so small and the ball is so light.
Oh, what is that one?
It's badminton.
Okay. So that would be badminton. So that would be number 3. Okay, next.
Day to get very strong arms if you want to be good at this sport. You also need to have very strong legs to support yourself, but you don't move around to do it.
5,
People who play this sport are usually very tall, but you also have to be able to run a lot, move quickly, and throw very well.
Wait. We weren't able to listen to. Okay. So what do you think would be that one, Khoi?
Weightlifting and then basketball.
Okay, so let's see first would be the number 4, right? Am I
Yes.
right? Okay, and then after that, the last one would be this one. Okay, so 2, 5, 4. Okay, that would be it. Okay, now let's try to understand this one, Koi. When matching descriptions to people, places, or things, you need to focus on keywords and ideas which can help you decide what is being described as well as what is not being described. Example, if you have to choose between football and cycling, a description with keywords like goal, run, and kick. Okay. Football and cycling. So more likely to describe football rather than cycling, right? Because cycling, you just kick. Yeah? You're using your feet in order to cycle, right? But if you're talking about goal, run, and kick, so we're not talking about cycling, but we're talking about football. So again, we have to what? We have to understand description. Okay? Keywords. So description with keywords. And description with ride, wheel, and race. So that would be cycling. Okay? So ride, you have to ride, and then you're using a wheel, and then you're also race. Okay? You're racing is more likely to describe cycling. Okay, Koi? So again, we need to understand keywords in order for us to understand descriptions of people, places, or things. But of course, we're talking about sports. Okay?
Yes.
So we're talking about sports. Okay, next. So we have also here, listen to the next part of the message. The director of sports is giving instructions for preparing 3 rooms for the inter-college sports competition at the sports center. Write the sports in the correct gap in the table. So one of the sports appears twice. Okay, so let's try to listen again. Again, ha? One of the sports appears twice. That means one of the sports in here that would appear twice as our answer. Okay, let's try to listen.
Track 14.
Okay, so when you get there, you'll have to start setting up the rooms for the people taking part in the competition. I've been there and looked at the rooms, and the equipment they've got is not as good as ours, but it'll be okay. There's a big storeroom with all the equipment in it. You should be able to get the key from reception. They'll be there waiting for us. There are 3 rooms where the competitions are taking place. Remember that 2 of the rooms have different competitions in the morning and afternoon. So first of all, let me give you the schedule for the morning. The Dean room is for the badminton competition. There are 2 courts in there, so you'll have to set up both of them. Then, the Carsley room is where the gymnastics will be, and there's quite a lot of equipment to bring in for that. We have to get the Forster room ready for the weightlifting, which is taking place in there all day. So once you set up the room for the weightlifting, you won't have to change anything. But there's a lot of equipment to put in there.
Okay.
Now, in the afternoon, the table tennis is taking place in the Dean room, so you'll need to... Oh, wait a minute. We had to change that because there are no basketball nets in the Carsley room, so actually the basketball will be in the Dean room, but as the nets are already there, you won't need to set anything up for that. That means the table tennis will be taking place in the Carsley room in the afternoon, So you'll have to make sure all the equipment is in there,
Okay.
as there will be a lot to do to change the room around.
Okay.
Okay. So now we have to remember that North Hinton Sports Center. So these are the particular schedule. Okay. So we have the morning sports event and we have also in the afternoon. So in the morning, there would be a lot of sports will be going to do. Okay. So for the dinner room, for the Carsley room, and for the Forster room. So they will be using 3 rooms. Okay, in the morning, also in the afternoon. So what do you think would be the sport that is to be done in the dinner room?
In the morning is badminton.
Very good. So that would be badminton. Actually, it was mentioned a lot of things when it comes to the dean room, right? But all we need to understand only would be the sport that can be done in the dean room, right? Okay, so there would be a lot of words talking, okay, in that particular audio. But again, the only thing that we should have to understand would only be sport that can be done in the dean room. Okay, next. Still in the morning, what would be the sport that can be done in the Carsley room?
In the morning is gymnastic.
That's correct. So, gymnastics. Next, for the Forster room,
Is weightlifting.
yes. So it's lifting. Weight lifting. Okay, next. In the afternoon, in the dean room, actually there would be a change of
Yeah.
schedule, right?
Play.
Yeah, so you were able to listen to that. So instead of table tennis, it should be,
It should be basketball.
yes. So it should be basketball in the dean room. And in the Carsley room, so that would be,
Table tennis.
yes. Okay. So now, it was mentioned in there that in the afternoon, supposed to be the event or the sport that can be done in the dean room would be a table tennis. But according to the director of the sports, oh, wait a minute. So there would be changes of the schedule. So it was then basketball in the dean room. Following after that would be the table tennis, and then the last but not the last but not the least would be,
But there is no sport test play.
it's weight lifting again.
No.
Okay? Yeah,
Wait.
it was mentioned in there. Yes, it's weight lifting. So again, one of the sports appears twice. Okay? So one of the sports in here appears twice, and that would be weight lifting. Okay? Okay. So weight lifting. Okay, Khoi, because it says in here in the direction, there would be one of the sports appears twice. So that means,
It's weightlifting.
yes. So the sport that appears twice would be weight lifting. Okay? Okay, now exam skills, Khoi. In the listening test, you may need to complete categories in a table or a set of notes, which already has some of the information. This one is table, right? So that means you will be going to what? You will be going to complete the information inside the table. Okay? Again, it can be a table. It says in here It can be a table or it can be a set of notes which already has some of the information in place. You should look at the information in the table carefully to get a good idea of what other information is required. So this will help you to focus on the missing information. So look at this one. So the only missing informations in here would be the sports. So some of the informations are already written. So all you need to do is you just have to supply the missing information. Okay? Oh, look at this. For example, the word nets is already given under basketball. It's in here. Okay?
Oh,
So nets. So it's already been given on basketball. Okay. So you know that you will need to listen for another word. So no need to listen for the nets because it's already there. So that means you should have to listen to the other information aside from the nets. Okay? Okay.
okay.
So you will know, okay. And then another word connected with the category for question number 2. So in its case, again, Khoi, if we need to listen to the track number 15, please listen first to the different sports. It was mentioned, of course, the first thing or the first sport that would be mentioned in the audio would be the basketball. So there would be some informations already in here. So we just had to listen to the other one. Okay? Okay. Same
Okay.
thing with the gymnastics. One of the informations has been given. Oh, no, not only one, but we have 3 here. So we need to supply 2 more. Table tennis, we have 2. We need to supply 1. Badminton, we have 2, so we need 1. And then when it comes to weightlifting, we have only 1 to supply because the other 3 are there. Okay? Okay,
Okay.
let's try to listen now.
Track 15.
Now, about the equipment. For the badminton in the Dean room, there are 2 nets in the storeroom to set up, and you know what to do, so it shouldn't take you long. The players will bring their own rackets with them, but there are some spare ones, so take them into the badminton room as well, just in case. There are also a couple of boxes of shuttlecocks, if we need them.
Mm.
For the basketball in the afternoon,
Mm.
you only need to bring in the balls because the nets are always up and ready, so you can do that between the sports events. In the Carsley room, you'll have to get the gymnastics equipment in place in the morning. That means bringing in the vaulting horse and putting it in the middle. Put one mat in front and another behind the horse, and have some other mats ready for the floor exercises. Then on the side, set up the bars for the gymnastics. There are 2 sets of bars, one for the men and one for the women. The other equipment, such as the rings and pommel horse, are already in there, so you don't need to worry about those. It's also a good idea to bring in the tables and nets for the table tennis at the same time. There's enough room to leave them folded while the gymnastics is going on, but you'll be able to set them up more quickly later. The players should bring their own bats with them, but there's a box of bats there, so bring those in as well, as we might need them. For the weightlifting, get someone to help you bring in the barbells and the other weights so that you don't try to carry too much. The bench for the bench press should be in there already, so check that it is when you arrive. But you'll need to bring in the stand with the chalk for the lifters to put on their hands. I'll be there at about 10 o'clock, as I have an appointment first thing, so you should be ready by then. We can check everything together and then get ready to welcome the contestants and the spectators. I hope everything goes well, and I'm sure we can do it. Call me if you need any extra information.
Okay. Now, tip number 6, Khoi. you need to write the same words as you hear in the recording. Okay? You have to take note of that, huh? So you need to write the same words as you hear in the recording. So you don't need to put additional wordings in there. So whatever would be the word or words that is used in the recording, so you should have to record that one. So you will be told how many words you need to be right, and you will hear the words in the same order they are given in the recording. Okay. So I'm sorry, just a while ago I mentioned that it should be basketball first, so this one is the second one. So it should be, the first one should be badminton, and then after that would be the basketball, and then gymnastics, table tennis, and the weightlifting. Okay, based on the number. Okay,
Yes.
Khoi, again, take note of this. You will need to write and you will hear the words in the same order are given in the recording script. So it was already given in there. Okay? And you will be told how many words you need, just like what I mentioned just a while ago. That for the basketball, we need only one in there, right? For the gymnastics, we have two, right? Two information. So that would be two words. For the table tennis, one. Weightlifting, which is also one. Okay, let's start. Number one, what do you think would be when you hear that? For the badminton,
I think that's a
they have the rackets already, the shuttlecock. So what do you think would be lacking that they should have to do in order for you to play badminton? So there would be,
net,
that's
right?
correct. So that would be nets. Because without the nets, you cannot play badminton, right? Okay. So to complete the paraphernalias for you to play badminton, so you need to have the nets, the rackets, and the shuttlecocks. Okay. The second one, in order for you to play basketball, so there should be a nets and
And it's a ball.
balls. Yes. Right? So not only one, but we need a lot. Okay? Because in case the ball, the ball number one has been damaged, so you still have reserve balls. Okay, next. For the
Gymnastics.
gymnastics,
Walking horse. I hear that's the birth for the woman and the man.
yeah, and what are those?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so there should be both mutts for
Mars.
the
Oh,
men and for the women, and there should also be bars. Okay, so to complete the paraphernalias for you to play gymnastics, you need to have a vaulting horse, a mats. It's mat is very very important, right?
yes.
Okay, and then there should also be bars, rings, and pommel horse. Okay, vaulting horse and pommel horse. I don't know all of these things. Okay. But all I know is what is only mats and then the rings in there. Okay. For the table tennis,
Table, nest, and the table, the nest, and the racket.
okay, tables, the nets,
And the
and
racket.
mhm, it's bats. Okay? It's bats. So it was mentioned in there, tables, nets, and bats. It's um table, the table, right? The table, and then the nets, and then your butt. So that would be very important. For the weightlifting, So we have the barbells, the weights, and the chalk. And aside from that, it should have the...
I know here is we should include this word.
It starts with letter B. Okay,
Wait,
so you
the
were
birds. The
you
birds.
no, you missed to hear that. So it should be the bench. Okay? So for the weightlifting, there would be barbells, the weights, the bench, and the chalk. Okay? Okay, so I don't know where they're going to use the chalk, right? For the weightlifting. Okay, Khoi? Now, again, we should have to understand, to remember that in the exam, in the listening tests, it can be a table or it can be set of notes. Okay? So a table, and then there would be notes. Now remember, in here, write one word only in its gap. So it's very important to write only one word. So just like what we wrote in here, we just wrote only one word in here. Okay? So no more, no less.
I get it.
Question for this?
No question.
More. Okay. Now look at this one. The director of sports, Jeff, leaves another message for the three helpers, Steve, Amanda, and Malik. So who are those helpers? Steve, Amanda, and Malik. In the message, he tells them who should be in charge of each event. Listen and write the correct organizer, A, B, C, D, next to the events 1 to 6. So Steve, Amanda, Malik, or Jet. So A, B, C, D. Okay? So let's try to listen now. Okay, just for a while.
Track 16.
Hi guys, it's me again, Jeff. Can you let me know when you've received this message? I've just realised that I probably won't be able to be there at the start of the competition because I have an appointment that I can't cancel. So I'm going to tell you what event I want each of you to organise during the day, just so that you know. I've tried to work it out so that each of you can be in charge of the event you prefer, as far as possible. So, first of all, the morning. Now, Steve and Amanda, I know that you both like badminton. And Amanda, you used to do gymnastics. So I know you'd be happy with either. But I have to make sure of the best arrangement on the day. Amanda, if I remember rightly, you also once did some training in the rules of badminton. So it might be best if you take that on, rather than the gymnastics. It will be useful to have you there to help with judging line calls and so on. That means either you, Steve, or you, Malik, with the gymnastics. Either of you is capable of doing that, but that leaves the weightlifting. Both of you do a lot of the general training in our sports centre, but this is a bit more specialist in terms of getting the weights right for each competitor. Okay, for the moment, I'll put Steve in charge of the gymnastics and Malik can take care of the weightlifting in the morning, as I think you have just that bit more experience of dealing with weights, Malik. For the afternoon, I know Amanda and Malik would both love to do the basketball, as you both play it. But Malik, you're already doing the weightlifting. So perhaps Amanda, you can do the basketball. Actually, no. I've just thought. I'm pretty certain I'll be in for the afternoon. So Malik, you won't need to do the weightlifting then. How about you do the basketball, Malik? Then I can take over the weightlifting in the afternoon, as I'm particularly keen on that, as you all know, and I'd like a chance to get involved with it. So then, Amanda, you can do the table tennis, but that leaves Steve without anything. No, that's okay actually, if we leave it at that. Steve, You can be available to help wherever you're needed in the afternoon. And if something happens and I can't make it in the early afternoon, you can take care of the weightlifting till I arrive. Though I don't think there'll be any problems. Okay, if you need to check on anything, call me on my mobile. Otherwise, see you next week. I think we're going to have a great day.
I understand all it, but
Yeah,
I need
actually, it's very complicated, right? The director of the sports, what is one, keeps on changing the schedule, right?
yes.
So it's very complicated. So therefore, we have to have that particular technique on how we can be able to get them. Okay, because in that particular listening activity or listening tests or audio, okay, it was very complicated actually, but we just
Yes.
had to remember only what are those assignments that were assigned to the following person. Okay, okay, let's try to identify first, what do you think would be the sport that is assigned to Steve?
Table tennis.
Actually, it was changed. Okay, on the first, the director mentioned about table tennis, right? But it was changed. So the final one that is assigned to Steve is gymnastics.
Gymnastic.
Yes, because he's good at that. Okay. Next, what about for Amanda? There were two sports assigned to Amanda.
Amanda. Um,
Yes, there
I
were two
she
sports.
watching his schedule in both morning and afternoons.
So, weightlifting.
I think Amanda is badminton.
Okay, Amanda is, yes, you are right. Amanda is in charge of the
Badminton.
badminton, and
And also is
you mentioned that
weightlifting.
one. You mentioned that one. Badminton and
Badminton and
table
tennis.
tennis.
Yes,
Okay?
tennis.
Okay, next. For Malik,
Malis,
actually Malik, there were also two sports assigned to him.
gymnastic, and I heard us
No?
Malik in chair of gymnastic.
No, gymnastics is there already. It was Steve.
Mm.
Yes. So, Malik would be,
Basketball.
yes. And basketball, and
Basketball and
in the morning,
weightlifting in theater.
yes. So Malik was assigned to coach weightlifting in the morning. And obviously, Jeff was assigned to coach weightlifting in the afternoon. Okay? Now, actually, in that particular listening audio, it's very complicated actually because he keeps on changing the assignment, right?
Yes.
Again, um, all you need to do, Koi, is you need to what is one? You need to focus, okay? Because in that particular audio, the director of the sports also mentioned, okay, so there would be changes. So, Steve, you will be going to do the badminton. Okay? So, it was mentioned in there. Okay, so you will not going to do the gymnastics anymore. So, you have to do the badminton. It was mentioned in there. Okay? Okay, so
Yes.
again, in that particular listening skills, it's a skills that we should have to know, Koi. Okay?
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, okay. So that would be it. Okay, so we're done with the listening part of leisure and recreation. So on our next meeting, that's going to be on Friday, right? So we will be going to tackle the speaking part. Okay?
Okay.
Speaking part. Now, Hello English would like to develop more on the speaking part, Koi. That's why
Yes.
your midterm exam, yeah, in your midterm exam, because I know you're good when it comes to writing already, right? So maybe a little bit to improve when it comes to the listening skills, okay? And then when it comes to the reading, I know you can be able to do that. You can be able to
Yes.
yeah, okay. In speaking, because of course in speaking, IELTS would like all the test takers, okay, or examiner or examinees to speak fluently.
Speak
Okay,
fluent.
not just only fluent, but should be clear and concise. That's why we need to focus much more on the speaking. That's why, as you can remember, our midterm exam, it's all about the speaking. Okay? Yeah, because we need to focus on the speaking part. Okay, Koi? So do you have any more questions?
Question.
No more. Now, look at this one. In this particular lesson in Unit 2, as you can see, it's more on the recreation. It's more on the leisure and recreation. So the topic is all about sports. For the listening, it's all about the sports. For the speaking, it's all about sports again. Okay? And of course, for the next one, for the writing, it's all about sports again. Okay? And for the reading, it's all about sports again. Okay, Koi?
English.
English?
We love learning English.
Again.
I'm really love learning English.
You really love learning English.
Yes. Or especially I love learning grammar and the
Yeah, yeah.
also.
Actually, when it comes to grammar, you're good at it, okay? You're good at it. So,
Yeah, I want to tell you about my experience when I first speaking with the European just language in my place.
mm,
When I go they claim themselves as a vegetarian. Wait, first I met them and then I asked them if they were the vegetarian and they say
mm,
yes. And then I said, and where you come from? And the woman said that
mm.
she come from England, and the man said
England,
from
yeah.
Germany. Yes,
Uh-huh.
and it's really to see Western, especially European, eating vegetable,
European. Yeah.
eating vegetable, and because only I think it's my opinion, only European only eat meat or fish something like that, and don't usually occasionally eating green grass.
Yeah. So, that European goes to your place
No, I met them at the um
in school.
no, not really. I don't know how to explain. Um, at a department store. Yes.
Okay, at the department
Yeah.
store. Okay. And then you were able to converse with them.
Yeah. I on board to speak with them. Okay,
Who
and I
who
really cute.
approached first? Who approached first?
Me.
You?
One.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Because
Wow. That would be
why?
nice.
Yeah, the man is really good looking.
Wow, okay. So, actually, Actually, that would be the best also best practice also. Okay,
Yes.
why? Because you can be able to practice your grammar, your speaking ability on how to converse with them because they are English speakers, right? So
Yeah,
they
English.
came from England, and their slang actually. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, so their slang. Compared to the Americans. Americans are not slang, okay, when it comes to English. But
Yeah.
those who are in England, it's different. Sometimes they have the accent.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah, so their accent sometimes is different from the American accent. Okay, Koi. So it's about time. It's about time for us to say goodbye. We'll see you again on Friday. Do you have any questions?
No
No more.
question.
Okay. So sleep well tonight so that tomorrow will be another day. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, bye-bye. See you
Goodbye
again. Bye-bye.
and have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night too.
Yes.